In this chapter, we're on chapter 3 now. We're going to go ahead and walk through all the classroom materials for this assignment. And it's kind of important that we talk about this a little bit. The classroom materials that are in here are really there as a guide to fill in a lot of what we've discussed in our videos. These original introduction videos that we have, they kind of lead you into why you need to get better at different parts of the subject. So please do spend the time in here studying these materials and try and, when you get a chance, if you find an area that you're really interested in, follow it further, because there's so much data. We're just giving you a glimpse at that subject when we introduce these materials, so that you can then know to expand in that direction if you so wish, and if you feel like that's a skill that could really help you in the long run. So we're going to go ahead and walk through our classroom materials. We're here right at the moment on our academy. If we were to go back, it's the same places. We're in module 4, and here we go. So we go to our module 4. We go to our individual assignment. We're going to go to our classroom materials. And as we said before, on each one of these, this first one at the top are the videos that we're watching right now. So from there, once you've finished your videos or as you're doing it, we've added all these things to kind of help you out for the subjects we've talked about in the videos. So like good salutations for emails. This was something that we talked about earlier, about that part of that second part of an email, in the anatomy of an email. Here's recommended email salutations, and it goes through what are good ones for individuals, what are good ones for groups, and what you should avoid and what you shouldn't avoid. So it just gives you a better insight and some better knowledge on how to do those salutations. Writing effective emails, you're going to see more and more information about the soft skills that we talked about in that video previous to us. And you can see here, it's just more of the same, and it's just trying to get you guys to study this whole issue of how you build those emails from a salutation into your first paragraph, into your body, and then further down as you go. So, and it even goes into the same thing we discussed before, making good use of subject lines. I think you got some better data now on how that works and why that's so important. Composing, better communications. This here again is a part of that composition type stuff. And as we said earlier, there are different methods of composition. We talked about using a historical method where you take the event that's happening and you research it from the beginning till the end, and therefore you develop the presentation from that historical point of view. But there's many, many different types. So these are really trying to get you to think a little bit more, learn how to personalize these compositions. And there's a lot of steps on how you write a good compositional subject. And you're not going to get it perfect the first week and the first month, but these are just things as you continue to do this year after year, they will become important to you. We also have 11 things to consider before you send it. These are just reiterating things that we discussed previously and just trying to get it more and more in your head as to what are the rights and the wrongs of email communication. And all of these are by reputable people that we actually checked our references to make sure that we were getting good information that we could pass through to you. So, these are just different types of information that you should kind of ask yourself the question. I always like before pressing send, because boy, once you've sent that send and you realize you just made a mistake, there's no going back. And then email etiquette is still a very important thing. And we didn't get into it a lot because we assume that you guys are fairly professional business people, but netiquette is a very important thing as to how well you write on the net, and not using short IMs and things like that, or how you doing instead of YOU. It's a big U. So we're trying to keep it away from that. And I think you guys have a good idea, but here's some more information on netiquette and those type of things. So do take your time in this classroom materials and take it a bit further. When you see one article on here that might spark your mind, there's 15 more out there that may give you even better information for what you're specifically looking for. And, becoming good at searching on the internet is a great work tool to try and improve every day of the week anyway. Because the quicker and the better you can find information on the internet, be it for class or be it for your job, the more valuable you're going to be in any given environment. So with that said, that's the end of the classroom materials. We've already gone through the introduction, and we've talked a lot through that introduction about how to build an email. And from here, we're basically finished with this course or this module. So if you want to go back at this point, you're ready for your test. Go ahead and jump in and take your test. If you want to just, this being self-paced, it's up to you when you feel comfortable to go ahead and take that test. So with that said, I hope you guys have really picked up a lot of good information here, and it helps you be a lot more efficient the next week. So have a good week, and we'll talk to you soon.